What is up, people? It is your main guys. It is Chris and JB.
Hello. Yes,
Welcome
yes.
back to episode 26 of Chat, Grapple and Cheap Pops, the podcast. Like I said, JB here, my virtual PIC, because, you know, the world is not letting us sit in the same room together, especially in this area of England.
Let's not, man. It's
Welcome
fucked.
to Tier 4.
Does that make us the tier 4 horsemen then?
It does. We are the Tier 4 horsemen. That is a incredible way to describe it.
Yeah.
We'll start off by saying thank you so much to everyone that watched, you know, Capital Carnage, our review of Capital Carnage, which feels like maybe 2-3 weeks ago now. We are very busy people, so we don't get to jump in every week or every few days as we'd like to, but it was our most watched show on YouTube so far.
Yeah, dude. That's the British fans for you, bro. I'm telling you.
Yeah, Capital Carnage was, I mean, it was a hilarious show to watch as well. We did our best numbers on YouTube. You know, we did really good numbers on the downloads. Thank you to everyone that watched, listened, and, you know, keep subscribing, keep liking. You know, as Chris would say,
You know,
slap our bell.
Slap the bells, man. It's there. Slap the bells, man.
And
do it.
It's the season to hit the bell.
Ding dong merrily on high, mate. The people need to start jingling them bells. It is around Christmas time, as JB's saying, like, apologies, we have been fucking uber busy. It's literally been like, we've rearranged it a couple of times.
Sorry, just so you know, we don't work for Uber. That's not something that happens. We're not Uber guys.
No,
we've just been very busy. We're uber busy.
We're fucking crazy busy. Yeah. Like, you know, we've been in my business, it's a busy period. In Jordan's job, it's fucking crazy busy at the minute. So, like, you know, it's no frills with us as well. Do you know what I mean? We just tell you how it is, man. You know, we do our thing, we do it our own way. We don't watch no one else. We don't copy them. You know, we're just doing it. This is Chat, Grapple and Cheap Pops. And we can only do it how we do it, basically. And sometimes, unfortunately, we might miss a week here or there, but that is expected.
Thank you to everyone that was checking in as well to see if we were all right, because we'd missed a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, we are fine. We're absolutely cool. It's just, you know, things get busy. It is the most wonderful time of the year, apparently.
Did people thought we had the Rona or something then? People might have thought that we got struck down by Rona.
They didn't realise that we were the Tier 4 horsemen. And here we are. It's been a long time, you know, 3 weeks or 2 weeks is a long time in wrestling. So there was a lot that we've missed catching up on. Today is Sunday. TLC is later tonight. I'm just, you know, I'm going to call it before it actually happens. Roman retains, and there you go. Be done with it. I can't think of anything else that would explain that show. You know, who's a surprise partner? Is it Charlotte? Probably.
Yeah, probably. Not really much of a surprise.
No, but saying that, SmackDown is the best wrestling show on TV at the moment. There is for me, no scope for that. Kevin Owens has been doing brilliant stuff with Paul Heyman. Typically not on SmackDown, on the, what's it called? The Talking Show, Talking Smack or something.
Yeah, Talking Smack, yeah.
As long as it's not taking smack, it's all right, I guess.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. But moving away from WWE quickly, well, we can't actually, because we did lose Pat Patterson.
It happened the day after our last episode.
Yeah, it's happened a couple of times where we've spoken about things and then someone dies. Pat Patterson, you know, we did talk about him briefly on Capital Carnage show, not knowing, obviously, because it was the day before, first Intercontinental Champion, the OG of the Royal Rumble, the creator.
Man, creator. He, you know, so many people have come out in the business and said, like, people don't realize how much influence and how much input Pat Patterson had in the wrestling business, the modern day wrestling business that we know today. He was the main finish guy. He was the fucking man.
There are some things you always sort of knew, like when you sort of dove in headfirst into wrestling. You knew about the gorilla position, you knew about the dusty finish, and you knew that Pat Patterson did the main events. That was it. Yeah. And that's a lasting legacy for him. So, rest in peace, Pat.
Yeah, man.
Also, Zeus, Tiny Lister, as
Debo,
indeed. From the film Friday, Next Friday. He main evented a couple of pay-per-views in the WWF. He even, I'm sure, main evented one in WCW in a big group thing.
Yeah, what was he called in WCW? He came in
Z Gangster.
Z Gangster, yeah, because we covered, because he was in the Dungeon of Doom. He got brought in by Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah, I don't think we've covered that one yet. The Triple Cage thing. I'm sure he was part of that.
He was part of that. I don't think we did cover it. I have watched it in the last couple of months. Yeah.
But yeah, another guy with like crazy sort of like weird wrestling influence. He was part of that. He was in that No Holds Barred film, which Chris is a big fan of, I'm sure.
Bro, you know what, right? When Hogan's in the ring, I've never been much of a fan, but when he's in movies, I fucking love it, man. Like, I don't know why. Like, Mr. Nanny, I don't give a shit, right? I'll tell you what, I'm going to show you actually now that it's literally to hand in this room.
He's moved rooms, and he's now in what can only be described as the wrestling room.
It's the wrestling and gaming room, and now, look, Mr. Nanny, the VHS. I've got the original movie poster as well, which is going on the wall right up there. Like Hogan in the movies, I loved it, man. Universal Soldier, Undertaker was in that, weren't he, as well?
What was it? Suburban Commando or
Suburban Commando, yeah.
Yeah, he was like a bounty hunter or something in that.
That's right.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like, how does these things get stuck in your brain? Yeah, so you're so lost, Zeus or, Debo, everyone remembers Debo, like, of our generation anyway.
I'll bust your ass like Craig did. Knock your fucking ass straight.
And yeah, that's so not a great couple of weeks for wrestling in that respect. We move on because there is a new AEW World Champion. The Moxley era is at an end.
Thank fuck.
How do you feel?
To be honest, I would have felt better if it was MJF, but the Omega, it's now switched to the Omega marks now. So
oh, really?
yeah. There's Omega marks now. Who keep talking about cleaner. They keep, it's annoying me how people keep saying that Tony Khan has bought Impact. If I hear one more person say that, I might lose the plot.
Oh.
The whole thing with AEW and Impact, what are your thoughts? Like, because to me, I think it's fucking pointless. Like,
okay. I got a couple of quick bits. I'm gonna whiz through them because, like I said, we got a lot to get through.
Yeah.
The booking was weird because the same night, they brought out Sting. Sting ran off these heels who were back in charge of what was going on in the ring. Like, I thought that was weird anyway, but Sting turned up AEW, nostalgia, great, perfect. But they debuted him and then tried to do the Omega Impact Callis heel turn thing. They called it a double cross. It wasn't a double cross. It was just someone interfering. I didn't feel like Don Callis needed to be a part of this match. I thought it would have been better if they had someone from the Impact roster do it. I understand that he's Uncle Don or whatever to Kenny, but Don Callis does not need this. He doesn't need unless he's getting in the ring with Tony Khan, who's buying those stupid ads and puffing his, standing there with his arms folded to make his biceps look bigger, and making his little, pretend shoot jokes on these paid adverts with Tony Schiavone, unless they're going to work a match together. And this leads me on to, Mr. Khan wanting to be a TV character.
But again,
it's always something we spoke about. We said he's always going to end up being the evil guy on TV.
But it was one of them things.
Not like
and the thing is, though, it's one of the things that they said they would never do. It's one of them things that they said, no, we're not going to have this.
Russo said this in WCW. I'm never going to be on TV.
But absolute power corrupts, absolutely. And when you're the booker, it seems that it's extremely hard not to fucking book yourself in angles. And like I say,
in a weird way, understand why bookers book themselves, because they can trust themselves in a way. They know they're not leaving. They're not going to run out. But it's a weird mistrust now, because everyone's under contract.
Yeah, but it's not the territory days.
Yeah.
And dude, it's another thing as well. If I hear one more person talking about this is getting back to the territory days just because fucking Omega's been on Impact, fucking hell, I'm going to lose my shit, dude.
It's not really been an invasion of anything. All you've had is Kenny turn up on Impact.
But why?
I will say it's always good when companies work together properly. If it's done correctly, fine. If it's done in a New Japan, UWFI way, where they just crush everyone, or even that invasion of the WCW and WWF, like where everyone just gets beat in 3 weeks, it doesn't work. Both groups need to be presented as equal, and they're not. Let's be honest.
I mean, like I say, this isn't benefiting AEW in any way, really.
Not really.
It's just taking away. It's just shifting the lens over to AEW, and people say, "Oh, they're doing Impact a favour," and all this, and it's like, "Oh, okay," but
they're trying to shift some of those Impact viewers from AXS, Access TV, or whatever, to watch a bit more TNT on a Wednesday night. I don't know, but it's and I use the term, in an ironic way. The impact is minimal.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't need to be done, not at this time anyway. At least do it like when you got fans and stuff like that. They could have it could have been done better with, obviously everything's better with crowds involved.
Yeah,
but it just seems like it's a little bit. Yeah, I mean, like you say, Cyrus the Virus didn't.
The man run the Truth Commission. Come on now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I like him. Like you say, he didn't really need to be involved. It could have been someone off the roster.
He can cut a good promo. I'm not knocking that in the slightest.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah.
But where's it leading? Is it leading to a Don Callis, Tony Khan, ladder match or something? Because I don't want to.
And you've got people talking about this whole, Kenny's going to be the belt collector now, and he's going to have this and this and this.
It's a gimmick that's been done, but I mean, it's not something that's been done mainstream. So why not give it a try?
Yeah, maybe.
I think John Morrison or John Nitro,
Yeah, Johnny Nitro.
At the time he did it. Yeah,
correct. Yeah. It's still all a bit meh for me though, bruv.
But let's move on to the fun part of a story involving AEW. Jim Ross came out and, according to some wrestlers, buried the talent. That's not true. He was trying to help them by telling them that some things that they do in the ring or on one show, like on a given night, is not very good. And it's concerning, that bit where they all, especially multi-man matches, WWE are guilty of it as well. Saw it at War Games. 5, 6, 7 people all against each other, all bundled together whilst one person jumps on them.
It's a hokey spot, bro. It's a hokey spot now.
Like I said, it happened on War Games. It's not just anyone picking on AEW. It's WWE thing as well. It's every company, to be honest, that does it. It's not a great spot. but yeah, some people in AEW, in particular, I think it was Brandon Cutler, the camera guy,
or as
camera guy.
Cornette calls him, Cutlet.
Yeah, he called him Cutlet. All I knew him was I knew he was friends with the Bucks or whatever from school and that, but he's decided that he would jump out and make some tweets and make light of it and come and watch me jump on a bunch of guys or something silly like that, or like quoting JR, and it's like, grow the fuck up, man. Like,
dude, who the fuck is he compared to JR? Who the fuck are you, Cutler, compared to JR?
Here's the thing, yeah. If someone like Jim Ross offers you advice, yeah, granted, Jim Ross is pushing on a bit, but he's still on TV. He's worked in the most successful wrestling companies ever.
He's worked in all of them. He worked for NWA, WCW. He worked for WWF, WWE. You know,
fucking Bill Watts, man. Like when they were
bro.
really high, you know.
What? And tell me this, yeah. For what other reason would you hire JR unless it was to actually get that knowledge from him, utilize it, and do something with it? Else, it's pointless fucking hiring JR.
This is a problem with, you know, in general in life, man. Like, you know, young people don't want advice from people that have been there and done it. They don't, you know, I don't need that.
The point of this is, dude, okay, he wouldn't have felt the need to come out publicly and say this if all the times constantly when backstage he's been probably talking to these guys and saying, look, guys, this needs to be done in a specific way. Maybe you can do it like this or like this or like this. And everyone's just been saying, yeah, fucking whatever, JR. Do you know what I mean? So it's one of them things where JR's not the kind of person that would come out and say this publicly if when he was saying it in private, it would have been taken on board. It's his job, it's his workplace. He wants to see AEW thrive. He went from being in WWE and he went to AEW. He put all his eggs in that basket and he said to Khan, he said to all of them, he said, right, you have me, I'll give, you know, I'm here to help you lot. Do what you will with me. Ask me whatever you fucking want. Whatever you need to know, I will tell you. But then when he's been telling them and speaking to them, because let's be honest, the booking in AEW has been fucking poor. It's been terrible. They can chat shit about, oh, they don't want to do it the traditional way. Wrestling is wrestling, bro. You can't fucking... Why would you come in? Yeah, it's not legit, man. You've got to make it as legit as possible. You need to make it as storyline orientated as possible.
Which brings us to the next point he makes, or a point he makes in this, you know, piece that he spoke about, was protecting finishing moves. And it's not something. I mean, every promotion is guilty of it. You know, he said like a DDT in particular should be protected. It shouldn't just be a throwaway move in a match. Hell, most of the time in the shows we watch, it is a finisher.
Yep.
You know, super kicks. Fuck, man. Stop it. Stop throwing super kicks. It's finished. It's become one of the worst moves in wrestling.
Dude, a DDT and a super kick, if you break those moves down, they are ultimately kicking someone square in the face, and slamming someone's face into the floor. Okay? No one is getting up from that. No one's kicking out from that. They shouldn't be. And what he was saying,
knocked out Ricky Steamboat at ringside. Like, finisher. Like, come on.
It's one of them things where he says, is it the fact that, you know, Shawn Michaels was doing it wrong all these years, or the Young Bucks, are they doing it wrong?
The Usos, the Young Bucks, you know, anyone else who throws a super kick, like Adam Cole, like they all do it, like, and it is a throwaway move, and it sucks, man. Like, I don't like it, but you know, there it is.
It was their finishing moves. A DDT is used as like a comeback move now.
Yeah.
It's used as a comeback.
Apart from Moxley, who uses a DDT.
Let's not go there.
So thank you, Moxley, for trying to save the DDT, right?
I will give him that prop. But the thing is, though, like what we're saying, though, if so many other people are doing it mid-match,
it makes Moxley's
it
DDT
makes
not special. Yeah, right.
exactly. It's like, well, how come when Moxley does it, someone's laying on the floor for 10 minutes while he can fucking cut a promo over him, and then other people. Do you get what I'm saying? And then other people are doing it, and they're literally kipping up after fucking 2 seconds. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Right. Remind the wonderful people where they can find us.
Well, we are here on YouTube right now. If you're looking at our lovely mugs, if you're seeing JB's lovely background, you're seeing me, you're watching us on YouTube. Touch the bell, like, subscribe, whatever it is. YouTube, Chat Grapple and Cheap Pops podcast. We're on Twitter and Instagram at Chat Grapple Pops, where we put occasional clips up from the show. We put other clips up, and we put other little bits. We give other people shout outs. We chat a lot of shit on there. Jordan mainly is on that. You can catch us on Podbean, Spotify, Deezer, Castbox, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole shebang. And wherever you get your fucking podcast, we are there in your face.
Someone did ask me about SoundCloud.
Yeah, I did see that, and it's just more fucking work to bang it up on SoundCloud. But to be honest, like we have the audio, so we can do that. We can, and I tell you what, we'll probably do that. We'll add our stuff on SoundCloud as well.
Yeah. Well, someone did mention it, and I did find it funny because I said I'd have to speak to my audio guy, which is which is Chris.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'll get on that. It's just another place to upload to, which is absolutely fine. The more, the merrier. The more people that can listen to us, the better. And yes, we will accommodate wherever we can.
So shall we hop in our time machine?
Let's hop in the time machine, man. Let's go to Washington, D.C.
Yeah, head into the D.C. Armory, indeed. 7,500 in attendance.
And thousands waiting outside, apparently.
160,000 buys on pay-per-view. That's, I mean, for an event that is this. I mean,
yeah.
And I mean, I think there was probably a wrestling sort of bump because it was a month after WrestleMania 6, Hogan and Warrior. You know, I think you still had people still itching to see more wrestling on pay-per-view. So I think that might have helped more than anything. Because it is May the 19th. It's 1990. Mania 6 was in early April.
Yeah.
And we are. It's this is good. It's the return of RoboCop. Fuck.
Yeah.
Tony Schiavone welcomes us to Capital Combat. We get the National Anthem, and then I counted them because I realised they looked really pony. It was 6 fireworks. Yeah,
there was shit. I've got that in my notes. It actually says, and I quote, Armed Forces Day, Star Spangled Banner, shit fireworks.
Yeah, 6.
They were dog shit. Yeah.
Jim Ross and Bob Caudle are our commentators for the evening, which means there's not going to be a lot of quotes from commentary. That's something we get usually with a heel commentator. We get some good banter, but there's none in this.
The banter is non-existent in this,
and that's a shame. Chris did not watch the VHS on this. He has it in his possession, but he did not watch it purely because the first match is cut from the VHS.
And this one actually that I have is an ex-rental from Blockbuster. You can see the
Blockbuster. Remember that?
Yeah, what I'm saying. Look at that, and it was 99p. When Blockbuster was selling their ex-rentals.
Oh man.
99p that was. So on here it says so where, hold on, I'm gonna have to take it out because the old sticker's covering the what's the name? Okay.
How long is it saying?
115 minutes. So
now
they've cut 50
about
minutes.
50 minutes from the show. Yeah. So I don't know where else they probably cut the first couple of matches.
Yeah, I think it was the first two matches that they've cut off it. I think the first match on the VHS is I think they cut the first three.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the hair match. So I think they've cut loads off. I think the first match was the US Tag Champion match.
Oh, okay. So they've cut a lot. Yeah.
Loads.
Well, we've not been cut from the VHS. We did watch the whole show. And we'll jump right into our first match. It is a 6-man tag. It's a weird start, man. It's Kevin Sullivan, Cactus Jack, and Bam Bam Bigelow with Oliver Hamperdink against the Road Warriors and Norman, the Lunatic, otherwise known in the mid-90s as Bastion Booger.
He was Bastion Booger.
Friar Ferguson, right?
Friar Ferguson, yeah. He Bastion Booger, I always remember him coming out with eating a chicken. And, coming out with various, food in bags. And,
I'm guessing you don't need to wonder why, but it was the last WCW appearance for the Road Warriors or Legion of Doom or whatever. Animal would say in an interview they didn't get on with Jim Herd. I can't imagine why. And they would be on World Wrestling Federation television in July.
There would be a few of these guys on this event itself that would, literally within a year, be in WWF. There was so many.
Greener pastures, man. They'd get gimmick changes, and
even Bam Bam Bigelow would be in WWF shortly after.
He would be. It seems like he bounced around a little bit between.
Because in '87 he was in WWF, as we covered in our first Survivor Series, and then this is 1990, and it actually says that Bob Caudle says that Bam Bam's been wrestling for 3 years, so his first year can't have been '87.
Could have been.
Because I'll tell you what, he had a fucking cracking match in that main event in Survivor Series.
I know he does some stuff in Japan with Vader. He tags with Vader as well later on, before he goes back to the WWF. Huge pop for the Legion of Doom, or Road Warriors, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Animal shows some good agility in here. Hawk, very close to winning the Ico Pro Award. Hawk, very close.
Yeah.
God love him. He's throwing some drop kicks. I've noticed that Norman has one wrestling boot and one trainer on.
I got that as well. Norm's got one boot and one sneaker on. You've got Cactus Jack for Mayor signs in the crowd. And this is early days for Cactus Jack, where he was actually called Cactus Jack Manson.
Yes.
That was actually his original name.
Eventually, he would drop the Manson bit. He does. Jack gets launched into the front row as well.
It's crazy, man. He nearly takes out an old dude. He's bumping all over the place.
Get the match over, because it's not over. It's not a good match at all. It's not long enough. It's not.
The only thing that was over in this match was Norman's gut popping over his trousers. Bless him.
Yeah, but he threw himself around in it as well.
He was all right.
There was a hilarious weak slap that Hawk threw at Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he was just doing it to annoy him, or because it's not something you'd use in the ring. It was just almost like a pie face.
It was like a paintbrushy pie facey thing. It's this match was just fucking crazy, man. The most exciting thing was in this match was probably Cactus Jack and Norm throwing t-shirts out and coming down on a little scooter. Yeah,
he comes out on a toy scooter.
Because apparently he's from the mental institution. He's from the site.
Used to be held under lock and key. Apparently Teddy Long used to have the key. Oh man, I mean, Jim Herd and those gimmicks.
Yeah.
You know, remember, he wanted the hunchbacks, couldn't be pinned.
Yeah. I remember hearing that story. Yeah, and it's like, in theory, like you can think, okay, all right. I mean, yeah, cool. Like, but in reality, it's not going to work, is it? I mean, you know, what are they going to be like, weebles? Like, you know.
The heels get their heat on Norman, and before you know it, Hawk hits a flying clothesline on Kevin Sullivan, and we're out of there.
Kevin Sullivan bumps like a bitch on his side and makes it look terrible.
You know my thoughts on Kevin Sullivan, so I'll try not to dive onto that.
I was trying to goad you in then as well.
Yeah, I felt like you were trying, but I'm going to be good. I'm going to leave it where it is because we have a match for the ages up next. It's good time, Johnny Ace. Yeah, you know, the former executive vice president of talent relations, John Laurinaitis, against Mean Mark, who comes out with Theodore Arlong. Now, this is incredible. Mr. Excitement, he once described himself as on WWE TV, of John Laurinaitis. So he's also a man that feuded with Cena and CM Punk.
Yeah, crazy. He's also the stepfather to the Bella Twins.
He's really got himself in there, hasn't he?
He's stepfather to the Bella Twins. Brother, obviously, of Road Warrior Animal.
Yeah.
And also Terminator. Is that their other brother? What's he called? Marcus.
I think so, yeah.
There's another brother.
But yeah, he had feuds with John Cena, CM Punk. You know, that's crazy. Mean Mark, he would leave the WCW in September. Don't know what happens to him after that.
He disappears off the face of the earth. Mean Mark, 1986 MVP in the Basketball League, also has a degree in sports management. You know, he literally disappears off the face of the earth. Yeah. We don't really know where. There has been some sightings of him recently.
Yeah, recent sort of resurfacing, of Mean Mark.
Yeah, of Mean Mark, but he for 30 years.
If anyone has got any Mean Mark sightings or anything like that, please get in touch. We'd love to know what he's up to.
That's right.
Johnny Ace's music is hideous.
Oh, dude, I was going to say that as well, man. The music is so... And just the whole gimmick and demeanour is just, like, so cheesy as fuck. Yeah. Like, I just... Oh, fuck off.
He's Mr. Excitement, all right? Big Johnny.
Sorry, bro. Sorry.
Production misses his Tope Suicido, which is quite annoying, actually, because it's probably the best thing about the match.
It was pretty good. I mean, I won't lie. I'm a fan of Mean Mark. I like Mean Mark. Yeah. I'm not a fan of Johnny Ace, but I do like Mean Mark. He doesn't excite me. He doesn't.
Well, doing that Tope Suicido thing, I thought that was pretty cool. But then he loses all credibility by trying to start a peanut head chant.
Yeah.
About old Theodore Arlong. I did not enjoy that.
No, it's.
It's a pretty slow-paced match. There's a smattering of boos for Johnny Ace. I didn't know you were in the crowd that night, so it must have been
a young 8-year-old me.
Yeah, 8.
Calling him a punk bitch.
I was 3. Old man. We get a heart punch and we get a very impressive top rope walk elbow, which was his finisher, Mean Marks, that is. And we get a 3 count. And it was almost a bit of a squash, apart from, Johnny Ace got a couple of moves in.
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning, it was Johnny Ace was getting a little bit of momentum and that. But, I mean, really, there was only going to be one winner of this, and it was Mean Mark. I mean, the Slam-O meter gave us an 8.2.
Yes, it did.
and the final.
Mean Mark, a guy that Ole Anderson said would never draw any money.
Yeah, I mean, well, maybe he didn't do. We don't know what happened to him for 30
True.
years.
Yeah, we didn't. We don't know what happened. Maybe he drew some money out of his ATM. I don't know.
I mean, in theory, Mean Mark never drew a dime. You know.
You know what? You get a clap for that. I'll give you that one. Oh, poor Gordon Soley. You know, an absolute wrestling deity. You know, when it comes to commentary, is outside Sting and RoboCop's dressing room, just waiting.
Just waiting, talking about little stingers.
Yeah, the poor geezer's been planted out there, like, you know, absolute legend of commentary, and this is what they've got him doing. I'd have rather have him sat there instead of Bob Caudle, to be honest. But
they could have had 3 of them. It would have been an all right little. You know, they've had 3 people on commentary before. I mean, fuck, we had Mongo, Heenan, and Schiavone for God knows how long.
I was almost sort of hoping that Cornette would be at the table here for this because, you know, he'd done commentary for WCW, and I can't think of any other heel commentators they had at the time.
No, just for the benefit of the viewers, like me and Jordan were talking about a clip that was on YouTube where Jim Cornette came into the WWF and Heenan lost his shit. It's just when you talk about heel commentators, Bobby the Brain Heenan is the greatest.
Actually, open arm welcome for Jim Cornette turning up, marking out for him.
He was screaming.
It's essentially how to put over a new guy.
It was great. He was like, Do you know who this is, McMahon? Do you know who this is?
The hugs got booed, you know, something fierce.
So good. So good.
Yeah, that was, you sent that to me the other day, and I finally got around to looking at it, and I did message you straight away. So this is amazing.
It's great, man.
It's almost, it'd be like if Paul Heyman put over another manager now, which I did mention like to you in the messages.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to do it, but you know.
I mean, but the thing is, though,
out there doing it, yeah.
But this is another thing in wrestling, though. Where are all the good managers, really?
Well, I liked Zelina Vega, but they got rid of her.
And that's the thing. She might have had an OnlyFans. She weren't showing her snatch. She just wanted a little bit of extra cash.
They wanted the Twitch money as well, which.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. But, yeah, we move on. Tony Schiavone's with the world's worst tag team in history, Rock and Roll Express. That's my opinion. I know other people that I talk to share this opinion. I don't see it. I just don't see it.
Nor does Robert Gibson a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Because he's actually blind in one eye, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. I know it points off, but I didn't.
He's the White Debo. He's the White Debo.
The White Debo. Never heard that before.
Bust your ass like Craig did. Knock your fucking ass straight.
The Rock and Roll Express say they're going to whoop the Freebirds. They want to be champions again. And then they drop this stupid line saying their good friend Lex Luger just got out of the hospital. Why would you say that?
Yeah, because everyone's trying to put. They've been told you've got to put Luger over. You've got to fucking put Luger. Everyone.
You tell your heels that he's just been in the hospital. What sort of is that?
Dude, let me tell you something. Yeah, this promo annoyed me. I mean, Robert Gibson was doing like loads of sign language and like mimicking talking while Morton was trying to talk and that. And it's like, look, just fucking. You've had your say, love. Let Morton talk. And he was doing all this thing, doing like sign language and stuff. It was annoying. And then just randomly they're like, our good friend, Lex Luger. He's not your fucking buddy.
He didn't even know who they were.
Yeah, he's not your guy, pal. He's not your buddy guy. You know what I mean?
Luger's main event in the Rock and Roll Express aren't main event in this show.
But they were like 5 times NWA Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, of course they were. They were big stars. They were, they probably have got good matches. I just don't get it.
I like Ricky
They
Morton.
looked old here, like in 90.
I mean, they are, yeah. I mean, they're dated there.
But anyway, this is another weird one. Like the gimmick was Captain Mike Rotunda, or as we know him now, the Father of the Fiend, and and Wildfire Tommy Rich take on the Samoan SWAT team, which is Fatu and the Tonga Kid.
Fatu, or the Samoan Savage. Yeah.
Yeah. They called him the Samoan Savage here, which was, okay, cool. Rikishi, father of, Jay and Jimmy, the Usos, uncle to the head of the table, Roman Reigns, or the tribal chief now, is he as well?
The tribal chief. Yeah. But I mean, this is another thing, though. We're talking about wrestlers that would soon be in WWF. You've got 3 of them in this match.
Yeah. Well, Wildfire, wouldn't be the one. But Fatu would go on to become a head shrinker and win tag team title there. Captain Mike, IRS, again, it looks like they all moved on to the WWF and got repackaged well.
Because Tamu was one of the head shrinkers, wasn't he? When it's Fatu and Tamu.
Samu, yeah.
Samu, yeah.
He would be a head shrinker. I don't think Tonga Kid was not a head shrinker, but it's another case of bad gimmicks here. I don't know. Samoan SWAT team are pretty good, but Captain Thunder does not work.
No, I loved the best thing about this match was the way that the Samoan SWAT team worked together. Their heel work in this was fantastic. Just good stuff.
I mean, the match itself is pretty grim.
Yeah, it's pretty grim. But even JR puts on our last episode, or maybe the one before that, I was saying about how good Mike Rotunda is as a wrestler and how he gets overlooked, and how IRS was one of the, and even JR here says, Captain Mike Rotunda is one of the finest pure wrestlers in our sport. And this is in 1990. He could work, man. He was a fucking great wrestler. Really, really good.
There is a part of the match which made me laugh, because it's something that wrestling fans seem to really despise across WCW. Fatu accidentally nails Tonga Kid, and they hug it out, and they get booed mercilessly for it. Apparently, man-to-man hugs are not welcome in wrestling in the early 90s.
No, as we saw with the Hollywood Blondes, with a kiss on the forehead, it just sent the crowd fucking insane. Good stuff, The Samoans, the crowd work was great. They were trying to do their thing at the beginning. They kept getting interrupted. They were stalling massively. It was great. I mean, Tommy Rich here, dude, had been a pro for 12 years already by this point.
World champion, wasn't he?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I mean, and I tell you, he's a good shoot interview, is Tommy Rich. Wildfire. If you can find a few shoot interviews online with him, I suggest people watch it because he's got some stories to tell. And it's just, it's great.
There's at least 2 rest holds in this match, which doesn't work for me. 1 is fine, 2 is way too much.
You love a rest hold.
And Fatu pins Tommy Rich after a double axe handle from the top. Again, it feels like sometimes we skip over some of these matches. It's purely because they're that short. Some papers have matches that are squashes, like Edge and Tiger Ali Singh, like shit like that. And it's not because the matches, we just hate it. It's just because they're so short. There's nothing to talk about apart from like the odd anecdote we have about them.
Sorry, we missed one of the best things that was said in commentary in the last match. I've just seen it on my notes. Bob Caudle says he turns around and he's coming right in his face.
Oh,
it just on the it's
oh man,
He's like, once he said it, he was probably, to be honest, he probably didn't even think anything of it.
No.
But I heard it and I was like, oh, that's funny. I've got to mention that. I'm sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chris's mind was in the gutter straight away.
It's always in the gutter, but I'm looking at the stars.
Tony Schiavone's with the Steiner brothers. They're prepared for doom. Scotty tries a cheap pop and it falls flat.
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
This to me was one of the worst promos I've ever witnessed in my life.
Hideous. Yeah, it's so bad. Like, I got hit.
They can't. Yeah, they can't string a sentence together, bro. And
I mean, it makes you wonder why.
Well, you know, it's one of the.
Seen those videos of them backstage.
Oh, mate, what at this event?
No. It was like another event from like a WCW event where like a load of the wrestlers in the back are all like getting fucked up off of gimmicks.
Gimmicks.
Yeah.
It is for me. I can sense the tone of the promo that they didn't want to do this job. The Steiners didn't want to do that job.
Probably not.
Because at this point they felt they would maybe a year or so down the line be in WWF. Steiner brothers.
No, long 3 years.
93?
93, yeah.
So about a year and a half, 2 years.
But it was 3, yeah, almost 3 years.
Oh yeah, sorry, it's 1990, yeah. Because they've got Hasbro.
I mean, they did lots of. I think their bread was buttered in Japan a lot more than it is here. But yeah, it's a terrible promo. They shift over pretty quickly to announce the winner of the sweepstake. Yeah. And then they bring out good old Missy Hyatt to guest ring announce this next match.
The Riot Missy Hyatt. And this time, I'll be fair to her, she was in her prime right here.
Yeah, I'll agree. She looks good. Her voice, though, is a bit shrill.
Oh, it's proper. Yeah, it's Banshee-like. Yeah.
But this next match is seemed to be believed, I think. Precious Paul Ellering, the longtime manager of Legion of Doom, taking on Theodore Long. And I've got here that Paul Ellering looks like a beefed-up Freddie Mercury.
He does look like a beefed-up Freddie Mercury. And to be fair to him, he's in quite good shape.
I mean, he's been hitting the power shakes.
He's been on the ICO Pros.
Yeah. I mean,
it's funny. I've been watching a lot of old Raws from 1993, and there's a lot of ICO Pro adverts.
Oh, everywhere, man.
Yeah, they're all over the Raw
banners,
things.
T-shirts, vests.
Crazy.
But yeah, he was a candidate for the award. I won't sell him short. He clearly worked himself into a good shape.
Yeah, I mean, his veins were popping, dude. He was. They said he was a power lifter.
Yeah, he obviously worked out with the guys. Ellering knocks out Theodore with the loaded boxing glove that Teddy was wearing.
We've got to say, this is a hair versus hair match between two men that hardly have any fucking hair.
Yeah, they've just got it round the sides.
Paul Ellering is balding. He's got a bald patch. Theodore Long has he's got the Hogan locks. He's got like completely bald on the top and then like long bits down there. Yeah. It's crazy. And like they've got Jay Tapper, this like professional hairdresser who's come down with Missy Hyatt.
He's dressed like bloody Tiger King.
Yeah, he looks like Liberace, bruv. He's come down there. He's got like, you know what I mean? Yes. He does look like Tiger King.
And yeah, like he starts shaving poor Teddy's hair. Like he's not doing a good job of it. No wonder,
the gimmick gloves was funny, man. Like
it's such a bad idea. But this match was literally a minute long, so I think it's probably for the best. And then another cracking part of the show, Tony Schiavone brings out the Horsemen. It's Ole Anderson, Arn Anderson, and a tuxedo-wearing Sid Vicious.
So funny. The way he's dressed in that. And
they should have been a rib. They've got to have told him, yeah, dress real nice, Sid.
Yeah, dress real nice. And he's like, yeah, like get a tux or something. Like, and then...
Yeah, they were just casual.
You know, I'd love to know if that was a rib. It does seem like it because, you know, you've got a guy who's like 7 foot tall in a fucking tuxedo.
Yeah.
Looks like a penguin. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Flair quickly cuts into this promo and says he's going to get Luger's leg. Arn Anderson says they'll die defending the gold that Flair's got. It's pretty good. Like, I'm not going to knock it. You know, it's pretty
I
serious.
enjoy it. Yeah.
Next up is our US Tag Team title match, and I quite like this. It's the Midnight Express, which is beautiful Bobby Eaton and sweet Stan Lane.
Yeah.
With Jim Cornette against Brian Pillman and fucking Z-Man.
Fucking Z-Man.
You are the champions. Part of this gimmick match here is that Jim Cornette has to go into a cage at ringside. He's refusing, so for some reason, again, I don't know why the ref needed the heat. The ref clotheslined him.
Yeah, he did. Took him off his feet.
Like, yeah, ref clotheslines Jimmy, and they put him in the cage. Damn, Pillman's good in this.
Pillman's it's a pretty good match, to be fair. Yeah. They put Cornette in the cage and he's like protesting and he's screaming. He's like, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom.
Like a child, being told to apologise or something.
It's so funny, man. Like, you know, whatever people say about Jim Cornette, okay, when he was in the business, whether he's on the mic, whether he's in matches, whatever he was doing, you can't say that he weren't good, bro.
Yeah, the man knows wrestling. Like,
he fucking knew wrestling, man. But, you know, he was good. Yeah, it's really good. You've got the Midnight Express, and for people who know their Midnight Express history, this wasn't the first iteration of the Midnight Express. No. You know, it was a good one. I enjoy these two guys. I think they would end up wrestling against the original Midnight Express, Bobby Condrey and
Dennis Condrey.
Yeah. That's it. At one point, but yeah, this is a Midnight Express team that is pretty good. They work well together. Bobby Eaton's the fucking man. I love Bobby Eaton.
Yeah, in particular, put over Bobby Eaton as the best all-rounder in wrestling. I mean, you look around at the time, maybe Kurt Hennig.
Oh, I mean, Kurt was perfect. Yeah. He was great.
But yeah, Bobby Eaton's a close call, man. He's really good in this as well. Like, it's just
very good. And we get to see him do some great moves.
Yeah. I will say I've already made a quick crack about Z-Man. Doesn't work for me. Like, I was never a fan. Just didn't get it. But
I've got the Z-Man. Yeah. I've got the Z-Man galoob in me cabinet.
Yeah, so have I.
Yeah.
Marks will be marks, man.
That's right.
Bobby Eaton goes over the top rope. There's no disqualification. This rule, man, like, it's got. Fuck. Why does it get to me that in a match like a US title match where someone accidentally goes over the top? No, DQ, it's finished. But anyone can go over the top rope in any other match, and it's like the ref didn't see it. He automatically gets, random blindness.
Yeah.
Fuck. Anyway.
There's a lovely, I mean, like you say, Brian Pillman is selling his arse off. He is the bump monkey in this, but Bobby Eaton does a great swinging net breaker on the outside, throws him onto the metal barrier, then they throw him back in the ring and they do a great, like a double team neck snap to elbow drop.
Brilliant.
Beautiful stuff, man. The Express were just a great tag team specialists, fucking great stuff.
In the middle of this, I have a take for it's also a question for you.
Okay.
My take: the thrust kick is better than the super kick.
Yes, because I mean there was a lot of thrust kicks to the gut
from Stan. Yeah.
From Sweet Stan. Yeah. And that's what
I think a thrust kick works better than one of the goofy ass super kicks.
Yeah. But I tell you who did do super kicks really well, and it was the Samoans.
Yeah, I saw that in the Samoa.
Fucking fantastic. But the thing is, they did it, and so they kicked the father of the Fiend in the face, Captain Mike Rotunda. They kicked him in the face, and what did he do? He stayed down for ages and ages and ages and ages. He didn't just fucking kip up after 10 seconds.
Yeah.
He's just been kicked in the face.
So
yes,
yeah, I think the thrust kick would be a better kick.
Yeah, dude. 100.
You don't have to. You don't have to stay down and all that on a thrust kick. You can just take your thrust kick and be done.
Yep.
Super kicks, you should be saying staying down, but whatever.
That's right.
Flying elbow from Bobby Eaton. I mean, granted, there is someone else at the time throwing a flying elbow like better than anyone, but Bobby's is good. The fans are behind the Midnight Express here.
Yeah.
They're not seeing, Z-Man in his great light here. I'm getting it.
No.
Totally getting it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame, because Tom Zenk, in theory, on paper, he had the look,
Yeah, he did have a good look to him, but
he had a great look, tanned, muscular, but just, and that makes a difference.
Do you remember a good Z-Man interview?
Yeah, on Beach Blast 92. It was about 10 seconds long. And that's why it was good. He was there in a suit saying that, I'm coming back from injury. I'm back.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Now to Missy Hyatt.
Massive cheers, for the Alabama Jam.
Beautiful leg drop.
The top rope, yeah.
Beautiful.
It's a 2 count, though. It's a really close 2 count. And then we get a savate kick from Sweet Stan, and Bobby Eaton rolls up Z-Man for 3 count. There's a pop for the new champions here. I think the fans were more into the Midnight winning this, and it, purely because they didn't need Jim Cornette. He's the heater, isn't he? Right.
Yeah. It was. I enjoy watching the Midnight Express. I really do. And when they've got Cornette in their corner, great stuff, but even their work in the ring, great. Really, really good stuff.
Yeah, I agree. It's really good. Like Midnight Express, I could gladly watch more of that stuff.
Yeah.
Much better than that Rock and Roll Express. Jim Ross promotes the Great American Bash coming up. Ironically, that would be a massive pay-per-view for WCW in that summer. It's where Sting would win the world title. But Gordon Solie, God love him, he gets the briefest glimpse of RoboCop. I mean,
it's crazy because they lose the signal. It's all like sketchy and it's weird.
And here we go. Here comes Sting and I use these words just like the WCW did, the ultimate police officer, RoboCop.
Yeah.
Ole, Anderson, Arn, and Tuxedo Sid, they put Sting in Cornette's cage. And they shut him in there, lock him in there, and RoboCop ever so slowly and delicately makes his way to ringside and rips the door off the cage. I mean, that's probably where Kane got it from, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly.
He's stolen RoboCop's gimmick.
Yeah, but the thing that didn't happen with Kane was RoboCop goes, he rips the door off, okay? He kind of pulls the bars apart, they're gimmick bars. And then he ends up ripping the door off. The horsemen sell it really well, and they just kind of backing off. But what you don't quite see is that the fucking RoboCop suit is falling apart. Like one of the bits off his thigh is flapping off, it's hanging off. So the RoboCop character is standing there with one hand down on his left side, holding the fucking flapping leg. Check it out again. It is amazing. So like this suit that is supposed to be like titanium or whatever, the leg bit is just flapping off. So you see the guy's spandex underneath.
Oh man, like it's and this was what they sold the show on. Return of RoboCop.
That's right.
Doesn't work a match. There's nothing else planned for him. I mean, I can't imagine you were putting RoboCop in a match in the first place.
No, well,
I'm sure
apparently
someone pitched it.
Yeah, well, Jim Cornette says that the guy, they were told before, right, the guy in the suit, he can't walk upstairs, he can't walk downstairs, the runway can't be too steep. Also, he can't be taken off his feet because if he falls down, he won't be able to get back up again. And it just reminds me of like the Robot Wars. You remember the thing Robot Wars?
Yeah.
Right, if one of the robots ends up getting flipped up, they just end up like lying on the floor, just like not being able to get up. Just imagine him being taken off his feet and just lying on the floor, like spasming kind of thing, trying to get up.
Tony Schiavone is with returning Junkyard Dog. JYD is back. He says he wants the Four Horsemen. He wants Mean Mark. He's rudely interrupted by Jim Cornette. But then JYD fires back.
Shots, fam. Shots.
Absolute brilliant. I can't remember what led to the point, but he reels off.
Yeah, he says, he goes, "Where have you been?" He goes, "Where have you been, JYD? Where have you been?"
And he reels off this address. And Jim Cornette, quick as a flash, "That's my mama's house."
Yeah. He goes, "That's right, I'm your daddy."
I'm your daddy. Like, unbelievable. It's really good stuff, that was. I really enjoyed that. And the dog is back. Again, great character. Just couldn't.
JYD.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some problems though, man. He had massive cocaine problems over the years. There's I can't remember what shoot interview it is and who it was. I can't remember. But it was someone, they were talking about how he was spending more and more time just in the hood, basically, just kept on going to and hanging around with people and taking drugs. And, he put on a lot of weight and he was out of shape and stuff. But JYD was at one point, dude, he was putting asses in seats, bro.
Yeah.
He was, he really was. He was big in WWF. The LJN.
He was big with Bill Watts as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got the JYD LJN Bendham from 1987 or 1984.
Fucking hell. This has so many sort of wonderful and terrible moments in this next match. It's the Corporal Punishment match. It is the Rock and Roll Express against everybody's favorite tag team, the Fabulous Freebirds.
100%. Jimmy Jam Garvin and Hayes. It just, I could watch them all day, bro.
They come out to their theme, like they're singing along, they're dancing, they're up on the ropes, just. Oh,
I love it. Love them.
Like I said, Michael Hayes. If wrong time for him. If he was in there a little bit later, maybe even the late 90s, properly, like a young Michael Hayes is a world champion anywhere. He could have easily gone toe-to-toe with someone like, character-wise and charisma-wise with someone like The Rock or Shawn Michaels.
I think Shawn Michaels has kind of modelled himself off the Freebird Michael Hayes.
Possibly.
In a way. Because it's kind of that rock star kind of gimmick, even the trousers that the Freebirds are wearing here are very similar to the early Heartbreak Kid. It's one of them ones where, the amount of people that were influenced by the Freebirds, it's...
Castle count here, very high.
extremely high.
Yeah, you can tell who the baby faces technically are in this.
Yeah.
Ricky Morton's mullet is offensive to me. I don't know why I hate it so much.
It's Sonic at the front and mullet at the back. It's fucking crazy. I had a dinner lady with haircut like that in fucking 91.
Did at any point you call her Ricky Morton?
I should have.
Oh, this is a corporal punishment match, which means that at any point someone can get a strap and start whipping someone, or a stick, like maybe even a riding crop, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's weird because I think they're selling the fact that they're in an armory, so the corporal punishment kind of thing to it. You know, it didn't quite work. But yeah, because they said it was a strap match, but the straps were strapped to the corner.
Yeah, it's
turnbuckles. It was weird. It was weird.
The Freebirds do get whipped by the Express, and the fans are mad into it though. They're just they're super into it. I really enjoyed watching that. And then I question why, but they put the Freebirds both. They both put them in figure 4. Why are you using that? It's another throwaway. No one's giving up in this.
No.
You're using someone else, someone in the main event's move. You're going to likely
finishing move.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. I hate it when I have to speak sense. We've spoken about Michael Hayes before, how charismatic he is, and using that left hand of that punch that, and it's just a punch, but it's so over with the fans. Between that and their DDT, which the fans go nuts for.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But inexplicably, after a decent bulldog, Hayes does hit the DDT. He doesn't go for a pin, which I thought, okay, well, he's too busy strutting. Yeah. Which, perfectly good. But yeah, doesn't go for the pin. And then Ricky Morton hits a move which was made famous by a friend of ours. Sunset Skip.
Yes.
The inventor of the Sunset Flip, I believe.
That's right.
Morton does win the match with a Sunset Flip.
A terrible one.
It wasn't very good, no. But it's it's an okay match. The fans are into it. Like I said, it's my problem that I'm not really into Rock and Roll Express anyway. But the Freebirds were in it, so I sort of enjoyed it.
I mean, I'm not a fan of the Rock and Roll Express really either. They would be they were in the WWF as well, wouldn't they?
Yeah, I think they do come in. Yeah,
they come in briefly.
Maybe from Smoky Mountain.
Yeah, in this match, they come in with a fucking Wurlitzer jukebox as well. So crazy. How are you going to have the Rock and Roll Express coming out with one of them and then have the Freebirds who are actually a rock and roll band?
With their own theme, singing their own shit.
In my head now, for the whole time we're talking, all I'm hearing is Bad Street. You know what I mean?
It's a killer song, man.
It is.
Tony Schiavone's with the world's strongest man, Doug Furnas.
Yeah, it's do you remember Furnas and LaFon?
Yeah,
the
Am-Cam
connection. Yeah. I mean, Doug Furnas, he died very, very young, 52, and he died of some pulmonary artery thing, which may have something to do with extracurricular substances. Gimmicks. But Doug Furnas, he looked the part, man. He was in WWF, Furnas and LaFon.
Again, they decide to go all in on this Luger being in the hospital thing.
Yeah.
What they talk about. Doug Furnas leaves. Sting arrives and says that Luger's going to win. sort of telegraphing the outcome of your main event.
Yeah, I'm like I say, we spoke about this before. I'm not a fan of Luger.
No.
I never got Luger. I never got him. I never liked him.
I thought his second run in WCW, like, you know, that initial move when Nitro started,
the Mall of America.
Yeah, he goes up against the NWO. I thought Luger was crazy over it. I thought he was really good. Like, he was putting on some decent-ish matches.
Decent-ish.
To cover.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, decent-ish.
Because if I said decent, someone would probably message me on Twitter saying you're chatting shit. So
no, it would have been me. I would have said you're chatting shit, bruv. Luger never had a decent match. I've got a lot to say about the main event. Don't you worry.
Tag team titles are on the line. World tag team titles, not US tag team titles. It is Doom, yep. Ron Simmons and Butch Reed with Teddy Long and the fresh trim against our champion, the Steiner brothers. Butch Reed, very close call on the ICO Pro as well.
Yeah, I mean, this match, all four, this could have been for the ICO Pro Tag Team Championships.
Maybe not Rick.
No, Rick was fucking bigger than... He wasn't as toned, but he was just as big. He was bigger.
But Butch was close, man.
Like, yeah, Butch
was really close because he looked like
when I was watching it, my missus come in and I said, "Fucking hell, look at the size of him!" Like, you know what I mean? Like, Butch Reed. See, so who would you have winning? Huh?
You sure you're watching wrestling?
No, but who would you have winning it? Because I would probably have Butch Reed, bro, winning it this week.
I've got Butch as like he's one of my main candidates. Obviously, we do tend to go towards Luger, but I think we can give it a Butch.
Yeah, because I don't think Luger was even close to his ripped.
I mean, he's ripped, but he's not
slim,
jacked.
isn't he? Yeah, he's not jacked. I mean, I would have said it's either Butch Reed or Scotty Steiner.
Yeah, so we'll give it to Butch this week.
Yeah,
a
new winner.
Butch Reed or the natural Butch Reed, whatever you want to go by.
Natural.
Our ICO Pro Award winner this week, Butch Reed. That's a new champion. That's
new champion and new.
He's broken the dominance of Scott Steiner and Lex Luger.
Yeah, but I mean, even Ron Simmons was pretty large in this dude as well. Big. Fucking absolute meat lords. All four in this, they're absolute meat lords. All four of them. This was the Meat Lord Tag Team Championship match.
You're saying Meat Lord, right? Not Meat Sword.
No, well, I don't know what they're packing, but they were definitely Meat Lords.
Butch Reed no-sells a Steiner line, which does not go down well.
Yeah, he just stands there. Oh. It's fucking great.
Rick then goes for a pile driver and then drops to his knees, which looks pretty gnarly, man.
Bro, it's gnarly as fuck. But you've got rednecks in the crowd going absolutely crazy at Doom, and then Doom are like, "You want some, old man? You want some of this champions, old man?" But yeah, the DDT kind of thing where he drops to his knees like giving him a tombstone.
Yeah.
Wow, it was gnarly as fuck, dude. It was. I'm surprised he didn't break his neck. There's a couple.
This match at times felt like there was a bit of a lack of cooperation.
There was 100%. This is what I'm saying. There was no. It was sketchy. It was slow. It was sloppy. The dodgy looking pile driver fucking tombstone thing. There was also an extremely dodgy looking Frankensteiner that was not executed well. There was no cooperation.
For someone as big as Butch Reed, he hits a high knee, and it's incredible. I really liked it. Like, for someone that big, he got up there and really impressed with that.
I'm certain the Steiners
with the cooperation thing, because in the end, Scott Steiner just deadlifts Ron Simmons.
Yeah.
To suplex him, just like absolute sandbags him.
Belly to back, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he drops him on his fucking head. Literally drops him on his head.
Ron Simmons uses that American football style. He comes out with some massive like NFL style tackle, which I really liked. I thought it was, this at times this match could have kicked into high gear.
if they were working together,
Yeah.
this match would have been good. But then this happens a lot of the time in wrestling because the Steiners, I don't think they wanted to do the job. I don't think they wanted to, hand it over to Doom. I don't think they wanted to do the job. So if they were working together, this match would have been phenomenal.
It's very hard hitting as well, which, like I said, that's, the Steiner style in a way. Very hard hitting. They would often get their shots in.
That's a very polite way of saying stiff as fuck.
I'm trying, man. I'm not. I'm trying not to just go down that road. Yeah, and then it's a strange finish because Butchery just falls on Rick Steiner from the middle rope.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It wasn't. The finish was awful, really, if you think about it. The amount of punch
match could have potentially been as good as Sting and Luger against the Steiners, but it wasn't.
No, it should have been if they were working together. Yeah. If they were doing it properly, it could have.
They were working together with Sting and Luger.
Yeah,
but
you know why? Because there was no real winner in that match, was there? In the Sting, it was
over in that.
Huh?
The Steiners went over in that one, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. Of course they did.
Yeah.
But that's why they were working together with them.
Yeah.
Because Sting and Luger didn't mind doing the job. So they just wanted to have a good match. Because Sting and Luger were probably, individually, they had more chance of getting world titles. So it was like the Steiners, of course they were happy. Of course they were going to fucking cooperate.
We do have new World Tag Team Champions. Tony Schiavone catches up with Doom and Teddy. Teddy told us all.
Yep, he told us.
Say that Doom rules and they're gonna party, and I'm sure they are.
Oh, dude, it was fucking great, man. He's like, tell Herd, come to the party, get ready, we're all gonna have a party. And Ron Simmons is like, we told you it was going to be a good, clean fight, no rules broken, and that's what you got. I like Doom as a tag team. I do. I think they've got the look. And it's nice, at that time as well, to have black tag team champions, to give it, because it was just like, like Cat Williams says, it was just white. It's we need to have,
you're right. It's different. I mean, WWF had their one set of Black World Tag Team Champions.
That was it, bro. And then the next time they had it was the fucking New Day, weren't it?
Possibly, yeah.
Fucking
don't quote us on that, because it's a Sunday night and we've both been working pretty hard this week. So don't just go straight into the history books and say you two are wrong.
But yeah, I mean the first tag team champions were Tony Atlas, the black tag team champion,
Soul Man, Rocky Johnson, yeah.
Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas. But then I can't personally think of another tag team, another black tag team in the WWF then that would have the titles.
No, I mean ECW had Gangsters.
Yeah, I mean Kofi Kingston, didn't he?
He would win it with other people.
It was ages before he even won a title though. But no, Booker T was another one that should have. Harlem Heat, yeah, Harlem Heat.
WCW led the way.
WCW did lead the way. They absolutely led the way,
yeah.
And it was disappointing for me that Booker T didn't beat Triple H for the title at WrestleMania.
Back to WrestleMania 19.
That should have happened. It really should have. If there was ever a
something
time,
you can hear our thoughts on if you go back into our previous shows. WrestleMania 19 is there. It's on YouTube. It's everywhere else.
That's right.
One of Chris's favourite WrestleManias.
100%, dude. 100. It was a great WrestleMania, and
apart from Booker T not winning the world title.
Well, apart from that, but and also Triple H's fucking promos and that before were pretty close to the mark.
Yeah, don't get to be world champion or something like that. Wasn't it?
It was fucking a bit close to the mark. But yeah, like saying, WCW did lead the way with you know, pushing guys that weren't just your normal white guys, you know.
It is our main event. It is world title time. It's our US champion Lex Luger taking on world champion Ric Flair with the greatest female manager going, woman.
She was fantastic at this point, dude.
There's not a lot of screaming in this.
No, she's very. She's in a quiet stage.
It's more about the look and the style, isn't it? Than
like the subtle gestures. Yeah. I mean, she's fantastic. I mean, you can't praise women enough.
We've been talking about women since episode 1. It feels like.
That's right.
But it is a cage match. The cage does lower. It's the same cage they used for the Chamber of Horrors. You know, if you remember that Halloween Havoc 91 and all that shite, where Abdullah the Butcher got fried in the electric chair. Again, something you can, listen to us talk about in the previous episode. Ric Flair's hair, feathered and beautiful.
Oh, the geezer is phenomenal, mate.
Yeah. He's not wearing peach. But
he's not wearing peach, but I'll forgive him. He's still Woman was wearing all the glitz and glamour today. She had
in a weird one. Lex Luger insists that the referee checks woman.
Yeah.
And they do find a. Oh God! I remember I wrote this down.
Say it.
An international object.
Yeah, say it.
I forgot I even wrote it down.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck's sake. International object, yeah. I don't know what it was. It's just a little bit of plastic or something. I don't know.
It was probably a bit of soap from the hotel that was taped up with tape. That is what I've heard on the wrestling grapevine, which is what they make knuckle dusters out of it. They make all these little international objects, like the one that was in Theodore Long's gloves was probably a bar of soap with
international object.
Yeah. Because foreign is racist. So you can't say a foreign object. You have to say an international.
Lex Luger is fired up. He's in charge. Flair doing all the selling. Luger's no selling the chops like Sting would.
No selling everything.
Pretty much, yeah. No selling.
Fucking annoying.
Yeah, just...
Like, I don't mind a no sell every now and again, but... when you overdo it, like for these characters like Luger and Sting to a point used to no sell too much, it really just gets on my fucking tits.
Excuse me. Yeah. Rick keeps trying to climb the cage, and I don't understand why. It's just weird, sort of.
He's mimicking Lex Luger against Bruiser Brody. That's probably why Luger was no selling.
Luger got out.
Yeah, that's right.
And he'd have to leave the arena.
That's right.
This Flair is bumping like crazy to get this match over. He eventually does get a hold of Luger's knee, like goes after it, but then he keeps trying to climb out again. And then, as per usual in the WCW around this time, there's a blade job.
Yeah.
And it's Ric Flair, of course.
Of course it
is. Luger hurts his knee on a superplex, which, doesn't make a lot of sense, but sure, like, how about it?
It would have been better if it would have been, Woman would have distracted the referee and then Luger would have got the back of his knee done by Flair that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, they could have done it where Flair has healed it up and gone for the back of the knee.
Flair puts on the figure 4. Luger doesn't quit. And then the 4 horsemen make their way out.
No, but there's also another thing that annoys the fuck out of me.
Go on.
Well, you've got the superplex off the thing that damages Luger's knee, or supposedly, and he's rolling around like he's just been stabbed. And then, Flair's working the knee, and then when the Horsemen come down, it's like Luger just pops up and forgets to sell the knee after that, and he's just walking around like Mr. Cool. There's nothing wrong with my knee.
Selling that he was in the hospital.
Yeah, it was a fucking joke.
Let's not go down the rabbit hole here.
he was, yeah. I mean, was he actually in hospital?
Not a clue.
Because I think he looks very slim. So maybe, and they were saying he had an infection in the knee. He had 104-degree fever for 4 days or whatever.
Yeah.
He looks like he's lost a hell of a lot of weight. So maybe he was
legit. Back on in time for WrestleMania 8.
Yeah, does he?
Thing with Bobby Heenan, the interview there.
Narcissus. Yeah. Like I watched WrestleMania 9, and I was watching the Raws and stuff before it, and just Bobby Heenan saying Narcissus, it's a thing of beauty. Like, oh man, we're talking about WrestleMania 9 on Capital Combat, but still, like, it's the Narcissus Lex Luger was absolutely ripped to shreds.
The Four Horsemen are out. Sting arrives to fight the Four Horsemen. And oh shit, here he comes, 7'7". He's dressed to kill. It's El Gigante, the big Argentinian. He arrives to help with Sting. Whilst this is going on, Barry Windham, someone who they asked earlier on why he wasn't out in the interviews and that with the Four Horsemen, slides under the cage to attack Lex Luger. And in a cage match, we have a fucking disqualification.
Yeah.
Sweet Jesus, man.
Didn't they have Windham shave his hair and turn up as like a fake Sting at one point?
Later in the year, at Halloween Havoc.
They fucking done it.
He dresses up as... It's Halloween. He dresses up as Sting and tries to do the old switcheroonie to help Sid win the world title. The Four Horsemen work over Lex Luger. They get out the cage. Flair is shouting at Tony Schiavone, "We're the Horsemen." Lets off a big woo.
Yeah.
And Sting starts attacking them, and we get a "so long, folks." That's it. That's your lot. I'm still annoyed that it's a DQ in a cage match. I think that's such a shit finish. Luger should have just given up in the figure four.
Yeah,
he loses nothing. Exactly. He literally loses nothing here by giving up in the figure four. He'd been in the hospital.
That's the whole point. Yeah, they were selling his knee that he'd been in the hospital, but it was probably one of them where Luger wanted to finish strong and he didn't want to quit. So let's find another way to do it where it takes fucking 5 men coming in.
There is a side note on this. Jim Herd wanted Flair to drop the title on this show. Flair refused. He said that he had an agreement with Sting that he was going to, the minute Sting was healthy, the Sting was recovering from an injury himself, that he would drop the title to Sting, and which he does at the Great American Bash, like the next pay-per-view. But Jim Herd and Flair were always at odds anyway. It would eventually come to a pass at in 1991 when Flair would just leave and take the belt with him. The real world champion.
He took Big Goldie with him.
He did. And that's your lot. That's Capital Combat.
It was dog shit, really, to be honest. It had its moments.
Fleeting moments of fun, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, the RoboCop thing was an absolute stinker, but you're selling the show on that. You deserve what you get. If you bought it to see RoboCop,
then you're soft.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
if you've watched it, if you've seen it, let us know what you think. If you liked it, let us know why. Jesus. If you like the Rock and Roll Express, let me know why. Genuinely love to. I don't know anyone who likes them.
I'm not a huge fan. Like I say, for me, the Freebirds, the Hollywood Blondes, you know, tag team wrestling is one of them things that, you know, it has its eras, don't it?
It really does, yeah.
It had its eras. It's Doom, I thought, were really good. Excuse me. Doom, fucking hell. Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's been a long couple of weeks for us, man. We're struggling. But yeah, no, Doom were really good in this. I do like the Horsemen as well as a stable. This one probably wasn't the best Horseman stable, I don't think.
No, not even close.
I mean, I actually did like the Chris Benoit, Brian Pillman, Double A, and Ric Flair.
Where's Mongo, man?
Well, all right, and Mongo. Come on, we'll chuck
And
Mongo.
the main man, D. Malenko.
And I'll allow him for that. I'll allow Dean Malenko for Four Horsemen purposes.
Yeah.
But we are currently the Tier 4 Horsemen.
The Tier 4 Horsemen. Get a look.
That's right.
If you enjoyed this, you know, as always, we like to tell people to like it, to comment, to subscribe, to hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We're all over those places. It is a time of year. It's a fucked up time of year for people in the area we live. You know, you're literally not allowed out to see anyone. Pretty much, it's like you can't do anything because
it's lockdown again. We've been ultimately locked down again. You can go to work and you can go home.
Yeah. I'm still allowed to go to work. You know, that's really nice of everyone.
Yeah.
I will say, and we'll both say it really, if you're feeling, if you feel like, shit and things aren't working out for you, like, give us a shout. You know, the DMs are open, the messages are always open. Give us a a quick tab. We'll talk to you. We got, it is a lonely time. It can be.
For that reason, we're happy for people to slide in our DMs for that.
Slide into those DMs.
Slide in, bro. We've got to check in on our bros and our sisters. Do you know what I mean? We've got to check out on anyone. So any one of our fans that are listening in, anyone who is really struggling at the moment, and because loneliness at Christmas time is a lonely time of the year for a lot of people anyway. And let alone when now these people can't go out and see anyone or do anything. Can't go to the pub, can't do anything. Talk to us, man. We are here. We are literally at the end of your phone.
Before we go off the air, I would like to show people. I don't know if you can see this. Like, this is one of the most random bits of memorabilia I ever bought. I think I was drunk and ordered it off of like QVC. It's a WWE Christmas stocking.
Holy shit! Hold on, let me have a look what you got there. So who's on it there? So you got Rey Mysterio, you got Undertaker.
It's Triple H.
Wow, Triple H. Yeah, dude. John Cena.
Yeah.
That's good, man.
Easter and Shawn Michaels as well.
Yeah, dude.
It's an incredibly random piece. I'm pretty sure I was, out of sorts.
Like drunk eBaying.
It was a QVC thing, man.
That's crazy, man.
Good old TV shopping.
Damn, QVC takes me back, man.
Exactly, like when they had really like random wrestling like hours on there. I don't know. But yeah, like it's very close to Christmas. I can't imagine we'll put out another show now before the new year.
I don't know, man. We might do.
We might be able to sneak one in, yeah, if there's a chance. But if there isn't,
yeah,
I will say, and Chris will probably, say the same thing. Have a wonderful Christmas. stay safe. Have a cracking New Year, as limited as it can be. Enjoy it. Have some fun. Listen to some podcasts, because you can't go out, so you might as well.
Listen, right? There's a few. It's slightly annoying when I look for our YouTube. Okay, so all our recent episodes, well, actually, quite a few of them have got like mad hits, mad views. But there's a few stragglers, man. There's a few stragglers from the beginning, and then a few more a little way in, and I will say they are some of our best stuff, like Royal Rumble '98, Royal Rumble '99, I think was another one. Bad Blood, that is another one. There's a few WCW shows that didn't quite get the love. So please, guys, if you're watching this, if you're locked down and you want more content, we are on episode 26 now. So there's over 2 whole days of Chat, Grapple and Cheap Pops podcasts that you can literally just bang them on.
I'm not suggesting you do 2 straight days of it, but...
Do that, like I say, we said indeed that would give you severe mental problems on its own.
Yeah.
Listening to us just fucking bitch on, but I mean, to be honest, we have got huge amounts of content. So go through and have a look at those ones that have been missed. I think in the scheme of things, we've got a few of them that have been missed. I was actually thinking about reposting some of them now. Some of the ones that really didn't get the love initially. Actually thinking of reposting them.
Not a bad idea.
And actually marking them as a repost,
Quick shout outs, Merry Christmas to our good friends over at Tree of Life Framing. Go and check them out, as always. Our wonderful artist friend at Tyrant Tales. Catch him on Twitter. Merry Christmas to everyone.
I'm actually getting my Gangrel signature framed. So I've got a picture of me with Gangrel, and I've got the signature, and that is getting framed. So that will be something that comes up on a podcast soon.
That will be something to see. And yeah, unless you've got anything else to add, Chris,
just mad love. It's been a mad year, bro.
What a year it's been.
What a year. We birthed Chat, Grapple and Cheap Pops. It was born out of just a brain fart, really, of we could do this.
Our brains, our mental health ticking over.
It pretty much was, and because it happened during the first lockdown, where we were, I think you were self-isolating as well, weren't you?
Yeah,
because someone at your work had a positive test, and then you were sent home, and you had to stay at home. You literally couldn't come round, it was crazy, man. And then and we just kind of thought, you know what, fuck it, let's just do it, man. And here we are, 26 episodes later. The lockdown was supposed to just be a month to flatten the curve, but it's ended up flattening the fucking year. But the thing is, like a phoenix from the flames, we have risen, and now the world has Chat, Grapple and Cheap Pops podcast. 2020 was the year we were born, and 2021 we're still going to keep doing it. We might miss the occasional week now and then when we're like mad busy and we can't get to a computer, we can't. The issue with this one was we were so busy we really couldn't sit down and just watch the pay-per-view. That's how crazy it was. It's we literally didn't have time to sit and watch a show.
Didn't have 3 hours to ourselves.
Yeah, it literally didn't have 3 hours to ourselves. So, and when we did, we got it done, and here we are. And we will be back. I reckon, what are we looking at? It's the 20th now, so it will probably go out. I reckon we might be able to...
In between Christmas and New Year, possibly.
Yeah, between Christmas and New Year, we could probably sneak one. And what is that going to be, that show? Can we tell them?
Is it WrestleMania 5?
WrestleMania 5.
Yeah, WrestleMania 5. What a show.
At work, I might start previewing that.
We will do our best to get something out between then and between Christmas and New Year. If it doesn't happen, like I said, everyone be safe, be merry, have a wonderful time doing what you're doing. Shout out to all our other podcasting friends as well. Like, they know who they are. They, I ain't got the time to name names, but keep doing what you're doing as well. And
also shout out to our massive fans, the guys that watch week in, week out. Shout out to Cactus Matt. Shout out to Max, not the Hulk Hogan.
Can I just add in that Cactus Matt's threatening to take your spot if you can't be available on certain days?
Is he? Fucking punk bitch. I swear, Max, not the Hulk Hogan, would also jump in as well.
You have to settle this on Boxing Day. Apparently, that's when British people get out and. Yeah.
Correct. That's it. Wait, listen. I've had matches with Matty, and the guy's a beast. So I'm not looking forward to that on Boxing Day. Yeah. But we shall do it if it needs to be done. But maybe we could do like a little New Year's message, or like a Christmas Day, like the Queen does the Queen's speech.
Well, so maybe if we'll get something out on Christmas Day, but I don't think we'll get something out on Christmas Day. I'm stuffing myself full of turkey.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it'll be pre-recorded like the Queen's one. Do you know what I mean? We'll just pre-record a little Christmas
she's
message,
not live?
Maybe.
She's not live.
She's not live. No, she'll be. She's sitting there in her pants, stroking a corgi, watching.
I was hoping at some point she'd like just get it wrong and then say, "Oh, let's start again," and then Jim Ross in the background says, "No, we're live, pal."
No, we're live, pal. That's the thing. And that's exactly the reason why they pre-record it.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure the Queen can't cut a promo. Telling you.
Oh, there's a tagline for this show if I ever heard one.
That's right. The Queen can't cut a promo.
Right, let's wrap it up. Let's
wrap it up like a Christmas present.
Thanks to anyone thank you to anyone that's watching, our regulars and our newbies. Thank you very much. We'll see you as soon as we can.
We're not promising when we can do it, but we will. It will be as soon as we possibly can.
But yeah, have a great Christmas, everyone. Take care.
Take care. Bye.